Alright, and welcome back to more Legend of Heroes Trails from Zero. Last time, we basically did a very small bit drug bust, where one of the miners from Mainz went out of control and we found pills in his pocket. So, now we're going to get them investigated. Alright. Stop to the reception. Why, hello there, everyone. Are you here to visit Cecile today? Oh, not today. We're here to meet with Dr. Gunther again. Could you ask him if he's busy? Of course. Ah, Doctor, I see you picked up the phone today. You have some visitors. If you have some free time, would you? Oh, bad timing. Do you have some examination or research to do? I see what's going on here. Planning to go fishing, Dr. Gunther? That's no good. Try to do your job while on the clock, alright? He's the same as always. Though he is exceptional in his field, his dedication seems lacking. Yes, it's Detective Bannings from the Special Sports Section. Yes? Yes. Should I have them meet you in the laboratory then? Well, Dr. Gunther can see you now. If you'll head up to the research ward, please. Thanks. Huh, looks like we threw a wrench in his plans. Well, if it gets him to do his job, you know. Must be a little annoying to have to, go to the third floor, exit onto the roof, and then go back into the building this way. You know, I just noticed the fishing stuff on his wall. Welcome, everyone. How very nice of you to visit. About our interruption. We apologize for getting in the way of your hobby, Doctor. It's fine. Noon is the ideal time to catch noble carp. But if duty calls, duty calls. Trust me, I'm not going to hold a grudge against you for it. He says that, but I feel like he resents us with every fiber of his being. A fishing nut through and through. Well, I'm happy we can leave this minor feud in the past. So, what brings you here today? One sec. Do you need some advice about Kia's condition? Actually, it's about something else. Kia's the same as usual, though there hasn't been any improvement with her memories. I see. Personally, I think you should have her hospitalized. About that, we tried suggesting it to her again, albeit indirectly, but she just won't have it. I'm sorry we keep putting it off. You can take your time, but please consider the option. So what's the other matter? Is it related to my field of expertise by any chance? It is. That's why we came today. Would you mind taking a look at this drug for us? Oh? These pills. They're so blue. A coloring agent wouldn't be able to produce this. We found these pills among the possessions of a certain individual. We suspect they're illegal drugs. I think I understand. Please, would you fill me in on the rest of the details? I see. So, Dr. Gunther, do you know anything about these blue pills? Maybe maybe where they might have been developed or something? I'm sorry to say, but I haven't seen this type of drug before. As a pharmacologist, I have contacts in every pharmaceutical company in Zemuria. I typically receive samples of all newly developed medicine. However, I've never seen a pill of this coloration. That's a surprise. And what's more, the effects of these pills are particularly interesting. A boost in strength, focus, reflexes, judgment, and even intuition? it managed to improve every single one of these attributes. Well, we haven't been able to confirm whether or not the Mafia have been taking these drugs. That miner's been the only confirmed case so far. And nothing has truly substantiated Mr. Grimwood's rumor either. Or yet. Either way, I can tell you right now that this is no ordinary drug. How about this? Allow me to keep these 3 of these pills. I can conduct a composition analysis right away. That would be great. Do you know how long it will take for the analysis to finish? Well, I have the medicine on me and a general idea of its effects. I'd like to think I'll have its composition figured out by the end of the day. But if I'm not able to do that, then this may take a considerable amount of time. So we're flipping a coin then. I can contact you tomorrow around noon to let you know how it's going. Would that be okay? Perfect. Thank you for your assistance in all this, Dr. Gunter. We'll be relying on your expertise then. That reminds me, do you think there are any possible side effects or toxicity? Without further analysis, I can't say for sure, but if anything happens to that miner, call me as soon as possible. I'd like to take appropriate measures in case you find any others who have consumed these pills. We can do that. Who knows how many people are in the market for this stuff? We're constantly hearing rumors about it in the city, you know. Of course, it is impossible for us to question Ravache about this, but if their members really are taking it, I am concerned about the side effects. Yeah, likewise. Doctor? Are you worried about the side effects too? Oh no, that's not it. With all this talk of rumors, I was reminded of what I've heard recently. You too? What kind of rumor? Okay. Remember, none of this was ever officially confirmed or explained, but several years back there was an odd rumor that floated around the pharmaceutical industry. It talked about a certain religious cult that had created a new kind of drug. A religious cult? A sect of radicals, something like that, Dr. Gunter? No, it's not as simple as that. Apparently, they reject the very existence of Idios and worship devils instead. At least, that's what I heard. They worship devils? That story sounds more and more suspicious by the second. I definitely thought it was absurd when I first heard it too. However, I can't help but worry about the effects of the medicine they created. I've heard that by borrowing the power of devils, it can unlock the hidden potential within humans, even bringing the user good luck. That sounds like the same effects of these pills. Excuse me, Dr. Gunter. Do you know the name of that drug? Let's see, what was it again? Alright, I remember now. They call it true wisdom, gnosis, or so the rumor goes. Gnosis. Is Tia okay? That was a pained expression on her face. I don't like it. That's quite the suggestive name, isn't it? Well, because of its absurdity, the story became somewhat of an urban myth. But you've heard the rumors of the secret society that was connected to that big incident in Liberal last year, right? Maybe the two could be connected somehow. That must be the society that Estelle and Joshua told us about. Do you think a devil-worshipping cult might have had some ties to it? What, to Ouroboros? I mean, possibly. Anything's possible. Anyway, in order to uncover the truth about these pills, I plan to contact some colleagues of mine to help me with the analysis. While I do that, I'll also try looking into that rumor to see if it still has any merit. We'd appreciate that. A drug that borrows the power of devils. Is Tio okay? I can't say I was expecting to hear a story like that when we walked in, but for now, we should just trust the doctor with the composition analysis.
I agree. We need to return to Crosswell City before it gets dark. Besides, the First Division's investigation report might have been delivered.
Oh, I sure love spending all night staring at a bunch of papers. Tia's still being quiet. Tia, what's wrong? Come on, talk. Does she know something about this gnosis? And this devil-worshipping cult? Ugh. A cult that rejects idios. It's strange considering, like, how pretty much everyone here, like, you know, worships idios and whatnot. They talk about her in good faith. Oh well. I guess we should check to see how Cecile's doing, if there's any event. Okay, there wasn't anything new with Cecile. I was just wondering if that would have been the case. So, now that it's evening, we want to grab the next bus? No complaints here.
Thank goodness for the convenience of the bus system.
Tio? What's the matter, Tio Tot? You've been awfully quiet for a bit now.
I am fine. Tio? The sun makes it hard to see, but your face is so pale.
What?
I told you, I am fine. I just feel a bit unwell is all.
Sounds like a contradiction to me. There's got to be some place to rest around.
Tio! This isn't good.
I'll go get a doctor. Quickly. Well, looks like we're spending the night at St. Ursula. I mean, it's not that big a deal. Oh wow, are we setting her up in a personal bed?
It was just her anemia acting up, thank goodness. After a bit of rest, she should wake up and be as good as new.
That's good.
What a relief.
You said it. For a second there, I was getting pretty worried.
Still, you have to forgive me for making her use my bed, everyone. Unfortunately, every room we have in the hospital is occupied right now.
That's alright. I'm sure your room will be more than enough to help Tio recover.
Cecile, thank you so very much. Don't mention it, Ellie. I have to work the night shift tonight, so it's perfectly fine if she wants to rest here until tomorrow morning. Well, I'll be going then.
Alright, thanks for this. Appreciate the help. Tio, if only we noticed sooner.
Now that I think about it, she first started to look a little sick during our conversation with Dr. Gunther, right? I'm almost positive it was...
Was it when he started telling us about that drug those devil worshippers made?
I'm fine, you know. If you have any questions, you can ask me.
Tio, you're awake?
I'm so glad.
You had us worried, you know.
Please, there was no need to be. As someone involved in the ongoing drug investigation, I'm sure you have to ask. About everything I know, I mean.
Listen, Tio. Do you really think we would push you to share something you're clearly uncomfortable talking about?
Huh? Well, while the investigation is definitely important, there are two separate matters. You're more to us than just a colleague. Above all, you're an irreplaceable friend, Tio. Oh.
I'm sure you got your reasons for hiding whatever you know. I mean, my past got put out in the open a little bit, but Teota, if you really don't want to tell us about it, then that's fine. One sec. We'll still be backing you up with everything we've got.
Ellie, Randy,
it's how we all feel. But if you ever want to tell us about the things you've kept hidden, if doing so makes the burden easier to bear, I hope that we can help shoulder it for you, if even just for a little bit.
Lloyd. How can you say things like that with a straight face? Not just you, Lloyd, but Ellie and Randy, too. You must be rubbing off on the rest of the team, Lloyd.
Suppose he might.
That might be the case.
Yeah, laugh it up.
I already told Lloyd a fragment of this story, but let me explain. I was snatched away from my parents when I was 5 years old, held captive by a cult of religious fanatics. They couldn't be.
Damn it.
What the objective of the cult is still unknown, but one thing is clear. They were attempting to obtain something by rejecting the goddess and worshipping devils. I think that they saw me and the other captive children as offerings, nothing more, nothing less. Simply a means to obtain whatever they wanted.
Offerings?
Yes, I called them offerings because sacrifices wouldn't exactly be right. But I suppose you could call some of the other kids' experiences something akin to that. The cult had several lodges, and each was experimenting with different ceremonies. And as for the ceremony they conducted at the lodge I was taken to, it was primarily human experimentation.
Human experimentation? That where your neck of first sense and stuff came from?
Precisely. Sensors were attached to our entire bodies, and we were pumped full of drugs. They attempted to enhance our 5 senses using any method imaginable. They even tried enhancing our sensitivities to supernatural phenomena by applying psychological stress and hypnosis. For 3 long years, that was my life, day in and day out.
That can't be.
Despite all that, I might have been the luckiest person at my lodge. None of the children could withstand the ceremonies except for me. One by one, they began to disappear. It was only when I was the last child left that I gained this power. My sensory receptivity became strong enough to hear the final cries of the others on the opposite side of the massive rock wall.
Tio. Those monsters.
Then something happened. Lloyd's brother, Guy, was able to break into the lodge. The team accompanying Guy was able to neutralize the cult followers and dismantle the lodge's operation. The resistance was strong, but the moment the lodge fell, most of the cultists committed suicide. While stepping over so many of the corpses, Guy finally reached what was known as the ceremonial chamber, and that was when he found the only child left alive in that nightmare. By the time Guy took me into custody, I was debilitated beyond recognition. Because of that, I was hospitalized for several months in order to recover. What happened after that, I've already told Lloyd.
I guess so.
Tio. It's almost ironic. Despite being so grateful to Guy for saving me from that place, when I heard that he passed away 3 years ago, I wasn't even sad. It's as if, in exchange for this power, I had my emotions stripped away. At least, that's what I thought.
Tio.
I wanted to ask him something. I wanted to ask Guy, a strong, impossibly optimistic person. How exactly should a broken person like me live? But in the end, I wasn't able to ask him, and I was recruited by the Epstein Foundation. After that, I joined the special support section and began to live with all of you. I still don't know the answer. How do I go about living? Just why? Why am I alive? You don't have to worry about that. It's okay to not know the answers. We're all the same. What?
Why do we live? How should we live? There aren't many people who know the answers to those questions, Tio. Me, Ellie, Randy, we're all lost, the same as you. I had definitely lost my way, that's for sure. Still, Tio Tot, you're being way too serious about all this. What's the point in rushing to answer questions like those?
But
if you still can't help but wonder what the answers are, keep searching for them. Just remember, there's no need to rush. Now you don't have to do it alone. Let's find these answers together.
I'll always be here for you, Tia. So will Randy, the Chief, Kia, even Sai. We're all here for you. We'll help you find the answers to these questions. Yes, I think Lloyd has definitely rubbed off on you, Ellie and Randy. Hearing you say all this stuff, it's too embarrassing. Why would you?
It's fate, ain't it? When we joined the SSS, we all fell prey to this guy's cheesiness.
Randy's right. We're a team. We share what we feel, be it embarrassing or not.
I don't get why I'm the one being blamed for that, but I definitely agree with Ellie's last point. We share everything, embarrassment, our past pains, and of course, our happiness and daily jokes too. That's what it means to be a team, right?
Please stop. It's too embarrassing, and it's burning up in here. Not sure how much more of this I can take. But for some reason, I don't think this is such a bad feeling.
After their heartfelt talk, the SSS took the bus back to Crossville City. Well, it's a good thing that the buses are still running. When they returned to the SSS building and put an exhausted Tio to bed, Lloyd, Ellie, and Randy decided to have one more talk with Chief Sergey. Aww. How nice of you, Kia. Damn it, that name again. Gnosis. Chief, it's about time you tell us. Please, tell us what my brother was involved in 6 years ago, and about that the cult that kidnapped Tio.
I take it you're aware of everything that happened, right, Chief?
Same. I had a gut feeling that you knew what was up with Tio Top from the start. Start talking, man. Of course I know about the cult. At their height, Guy and I were the ones who tracked down and suppressed one of the cult's lodges. You did? Then, Chief, you were my brother's... Yeah, I was Guy's superior officer. Back then, I guess, I stood out a bit more than I do now. One day, I got 2 unconventional rookies assigned to serve under me. One of them being your brother. Guy was impressive, a bit reckless too, but he was a damn great detective. Now the other rookie was in stark contrast with Guy in all the right ways.
Who was that, this other rookie?
No way. Was it that Dudley guy from the 1st Division? Nope. That guy went straight into the 1st Division. He's a natural. You've probably heard of the other rookie before, actually. His name is Arios McLean. What? Arios McLean? Okay. What?
He was part of the police?
He was. He traded his police badge for the Bracers Gauntlet some years back. Hell, that's probably one of the reasons the police here in Crossville have such animosity towards the Bracer Guild. Kinda like what... Dude, Arios is basically Crossbellin, why am I blanking on his name? Cassius. He is a Crossbellin Cassius. What a twist. I know. My brother and Arios were both in the Force together. Age-wise, Ario beats Guy in that category. Arios already tied the knot and had recently had a daughter. Trust me, he's always been the serious man he is. On the other hand, Guy was a wild card, always acting rash, an optimistic fool. Given how different they were, that's probably why they started to get along in the first place. Dude, Guy just kind of looks like a taller Lloyd at this point. And a little less than 2 years after joining the Force, these guys were heralded as the police's ace duo.
Judging by Arios' skill, I can hardly doubt that.
Right? I'll be honest, I was proud of those boys. After all, not many are blessed with the chance to race such fine greenhorns like those two. Our squad was able to accomplish a lot while we were operating. Eventually, higher-ups decided to leave the joint investigation of an international case on our desk, instead of the First Division's. Joint investigation? International case? You aren't saying that it was... Yes, it involved the cult. DG? That's their official name. D, therefore G? I'm just gonna stick with DG, I guess. What the hell does that mean?
As in, mathematical equation using therefore? But then, what exactly do the D and G stand for?
We never solved the entire riddle, but we did uncover what the meaning of the G is. It stands for Gnosis.
Oh. The drug that unleashes demonic power Dr. Gunther told us about.
This has got to be connected. It's already been 6 years since that whole mess. Those zealots left behind a lot of mysteries, but I know one thing for sure. Out of my decades of serving the Force, this was the most disgusting bunch I ever had the displeasure of taking down. The bastards used those kids they kidnapped as sacrifices at their lodges.
Their abduction case Mr. Grimwood mentioned yesterday.
The DG cult. They had more than 10 active lodges spread all across Zemuria, and they performed various rituals in each of them, summoning horrific devils, taking advantage of artifacts for their gain, experimenting on those poor children. And there was always one constant in their rituals. A mysterious drug called Gnosis.
I mean, it's a hard story to digest.
So how'd you end up snuffing them out? Right.
Wait a minute. Cassius?
That is definitely And in the back right corner, that can't be anyone other than Zen. Like I mentioned yesterday, this issue was spreading into each country, so a joint investigation team was organized by the nations affected. Each country's armies, police force, and the Bracer Guild collaborated. A large-scale operation to round up and suppress every lodge operated by the cult was mounted, all under the command of a famous Bracer. As for my small squad of 3, we were in charge of taking down a lodge located on the outskirts of Altair, located in western Calvard. Guy rescued Tio Plato, who was 8 years old at the time. Tio was completely and utterly debilitated, but still in better shape than others. We couldn't save any of the other children, but compared to some of the monstrous rituals happening in the other lodges, I think they were shown a little mercy. Why? Why are people like this allowed to exist?
I feel like I'm gonna be sick.
These guys are on a whole different level than Crossbell's day-to-day criminals. So you say. At any rate, after the operation 6 years ago, the cult was completely wiped off the map. All the cult's zealots either committed suicide or suffered a mental breakdown and died. Some have speculated that there were a few survivors, but it's also been said that the church and that society exterminated the rest of them. No way. Wow. Ouroboros took out... Wait a minute. No way. Ugh. If that's true, the nightmare known as the DG cult should have finally been over. However, these blue pills pose a threat. It's possible that these pills are the same gnosis used in the cult's rituals. Right now, that's just speculation on my part. But if this is the real deal, I'm afraid the nightmare of 6 years ago might have resurfaced in another form. One that will be at the heart of the underworld's conflicts. That's the worst case scenario.
But if this is the truth, we can't overlook this.
I couldn't agree more. Lloyd, the criminal who murdered your brother 3 years ago is still at large. I know. No leads were found and the case eventually went cold. Yeah. After Guy transferred to the 1st Division, he would only investigate cases by himself, so there were no witnesses. The culprit has been speculated to be one of the major powers, intelligence agencies, Ravache, or maybe another crime syndicate. Hell, some have tossed around the idea of a Jaeger Corps terrorist cell being responsible. However, there's always been another possible culprit in my mind. A remnant of the cult, right? Yeah, I'd say that possibility is even more likely now. In a sense, this is becoming a battle to avenge my fallen subordinate. Pardon my selfishness, but from now on, I'll be buttoned in too. Chief?
On the contrary, we love your help.
You trying to imply that you haven't had our backup until now? Who knows? It's about time you know. I found the special support section based entirely on Guy's original idea. Seriously? My brother?
But what about the SSS being created to oppose the guild's popularity?
That was purely an excuse to appease the top brass. While he was still alive, Guy told me something I'll never forget. He said that what Crossbow needs is the strength to overcome barriers. That word is getting thrown around a lot. A place where youth can continue to move forward despite failures, joining their strength into one. Don't you think that's what the police really needs? He asked. Guy, I swear, you had yourself quite the earnest brother, Lloyd.
Then, is it simply coincidence that Tio ended up joining the SSS?
Oh, I imagine not. She probably wanted, more than anything, to be a place where Guy's will lives. Not that she's told me anything like that. I see. That makes sense. Setting aside Guy for now. Our focus needs to be on our investigation into stopping these drugs. And regarding Kia, it's possible that she was involved in that cult in some shape or form. Pisses me off to say, but it's likely. After all that talk about drugs being the cause of her amnesia. Yeah, unfortunately I'm beginning to think that as well. So Chief, can you leave the heavy lifting to us while you protect Kia here? We should be able to cooperate with the 1st Division, but we still need support. Oh?
That's true.
Yeah, it's going to be necessary for us to have someone pulling the strings back at the SSS. I'm sorry. I know you went out of your way to offer your help, but this is key to our success. That right? Alright, fine. Listen up. Just like before, I won't be giving any direct instruction. You can have all the advice you want. I'll even take care of comms for you. But you're going to make your own decisions and solve this case with your own will. So, are you up to the challenge?
Yes, sir. Understood.
Oh boy, starting tomorrow, it sounds like we're going to have our work cut out for us.
Oh boy, that's a lot.
The next day, 8 a.m.
Oh hey, it's the title theme. Dun, dun, dun.
Are you sure you're okay, Tio? You can always wait here with the chief and Kia if you don't feel well enough to go.
Your worry is unwanted, I assure you. I was able to turn in early and get a good night's rest. I am feeling much better than usual.
Well, you do look a lot better. But I was still pretty surprised when Kia said she wanted to sleep next to you last night.
My gut feeling told me to do it. Hey, Tio, did you sleep good? Yes, of course. I can only imagine the reason I am in such pristine condition is because I spent so much time with you, Kia. Yay!
You're a lifesaver, kiddo.
Indeed. It's as if she's our very own special pick-me-up.
Oh, that reminds me. I want you to promise me this one thing, Tio. If something like yesterday happens again, please tell us about it. Don't bottle it up. That'll only make it much harder on yourself. I don't mean to be harsh, but if you were to collapse in the middle of a fight, we'd all be in trouble.
Roger, I will keep that in mind. I am a member of the Special Support Section, and I intend to stand on equal footing with the rest of you. So if you would, please share your burdens and pain with me, too. I will do everything in my power to ease them.
Ha! Your wish is my command. Yeah, you can count on it.
Wow!
Well, I doubt you need this old man to participate. So you're planning to question some of the citizens suspected of drug use this morning, right? Yes, sir. I want to confirm what we found in the 1st Division's report, if possible. And since we'll be busy anyway, we hope to take care of support requests as they come our way.
Indeed, we will let this opportunity. If we let this opportunity slip away, we might not have any time left to venture outside of the city.
As of now, we want to look into that stockbroker in the residential district and that errand boy from the Saber Vipers. And finally, Arkansas's new cast member.
It's not surprising that the 1st Division was able to pick up on this.
If you have time, you should go check in with Ian too. Out of the two he told us about, it looks like the stockbroker is the same one from the 1st Division's records. And as for the trading company manager, it doesn't look like anyone has any substantial information on him yet. Thanks for the advice. We'll make it a priority to stop by there. Dr. Gunter should be contacting us later with the drug composition results. Around noon, I think. Hello, this is Lloyd Bannings of the Special Support Section. Lloyd, it's me, Bixen from Mainz. Oh, hello, sir. This is good timing, actually. How's Gans been holding up? Yes, about that. He, seems to have disappeared again. What? Can you fill us in on the details? Of course, you see, Gantz woke up late into the night, but he kept fading in and out of consciousness, so we coaxed him into sleeping again. Just to be safe, I stayed with him overnight, hoping to report back to you in the morning. But when I awoke in the morning, Gans was nowhere to be found. I see. Have you called the hotel or the casino? Yes, but I was told that no one has seen him for quite some time. What do you think we should do, Lloyd? Sir, if you don't mind, I want you to stay at the hotel. It's possible that Gans might come back. We were already going out to gather some information, so we'll make sure to keep an eye out for anything involving him. If something comes up, please don't hesitate to give us another call. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Did I hear that right? Gans has disappeared again?
Yeah, apparently he snuck out of the hotel this morning. Either by his own accord or...
In any case, we will need to check on the other's conditions as well.
Man, I got a bad feeling about this. The situation might be escalating faster than we anticipated. Don't worry about things here. Just go and see what you can find. Yes, sir.
Have a good day.
Alright, let's check on sport requests.
Orbital Staff Enhancement, Stargazer Tower Monster Extermination, Moon Temple Monster Extermination, and Ancient Battlefield Monster Extermination.
We're going everywhere today.
Upgrades, staff of yours from the Epstein Foundation. Would you let me take a look? Government, dangerous monster, Org Virage has been sighted in Stargazer's Tower. Blinding breath attacks. Bite that greatly lowers any one stat. Dark Legend has been sighted on the ancient battlefield. It wields a giant scythe that can instantly KO. Mind your positioning as the attack has some range to it. Oof. That is a massive oof. Oh yeah, that reminds me. There we go. Alright, that should do it. Let's see. I guess we just gotta go to the downtown district. Let's see. So there's a upgrade to our orbital staff, huh?